I like to occasionally browse the r/Learndota2 subreddit to see what kind of questions and problems players from all brackets are facing. I thought it might be fun to explore some questions together and find solutions for everyone to learn from.
Stacking in low-ranked pubs? This is somewhere between a rant and request for suggestions. I've been playing for 3 to 4 months now, mostly as support. Didn't play any PC games prior to that, so it's been a steep learning curve.
First off, welcome to PC Gaming and welcome to Dota. We're glad to have you. Be ready to open your wallet for our Lord and Savior Gaben when he commands. You'll get used to it, don't worry.
I'm looking to expand the things I'm regularly staying on top of. I'll ping the stacked camps multiple times, and yet my carry doesn't farm them for ages. And there's a considerable risk that a sneaky enemy core will grab them instead. If I find my cores don't regularly farm my stacks, is it better to keep stacking and risk feeding them to the enemy? Or not to stack and cores can do their own stacking if they want?
Knowing if your time is best used stacking is an extremely important topic that's applicable at all ranks, so it's great that you're considering this, especially as a new player. You have some potential solutions, which is great. Coming up with ideas of your own first is extremely beneficial, whether they're good or bad. It flexes your problem solving muscles, which is what Dota is all about. Here's my advice on stacking for your cores as someone who climbed from 2.6k to 9k as a support. There are two main points to take into consideration. First, your heroes. If you have heroes who can take stacks quickly by relying mainly on their abilities like Sven, Gyro, TA, then it can be great to make stacks. Usually if they can hit multiple units at once, they're a good candidate. Other carries like Anti-Mage or Phantom Assassin can't take stacks quickly until they get more items later on, like a Battle Fury. This means it can be risky to make stacks, especially large ones, simply based on the fact that your teammates might not be able to clear them very effectively. If you make a huge stack for your AM who had a hard lane, you might be kind of griefing him because now he can't farm it until later. This brings us to the second point about enemies stealing your stacks. If the early game for your team didn't go well, making stacks can be a great way to get back into the game. It can also be risky since the enemy can use their early lead to start taking over your side of the map. It's often a lot safer to make stacks in camps that are further away from the enemy's side of the map. A few heroes who I love to make a lot of stacks with are Shadow Demon, Coddle, and Venge. All of these heroes have abilities that help to stack multiple camps at once extremely easily. As for the timing to stack, you can easily go into a practice lobby to test this out on each camp. For how to let your core player know about the stacks, that's really any form of communication you can get through to them. This could be typing it in chat, using your mic, pinging, or all of the above. Try not to be annoying though, as Dota players are usually quite fragile, but be sure to let them know the urgency if there is any. You mentioned the use of warding so your teammates can see the stacks. I completely understand the reasoning for this, especially at lower ranks, but I'd advise against this as it's just bad practice. If the primary use of a ward is to give vision of a neutral camp so your teammate is aware that it's stacked, that's a bad use of the ward. A better use of your wards is at the entrance of your jungle to scout incoming threats. This will give your carry time to retreat before it's too late. The reality is that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Sometimes no matter how well you set a teammate up for success, they'll still drop the ball, and that's fine. As long as you stay focused on your own gameplay and make the optimal plays consistent enough, you'll get the games where your carry does take your stacks and does pop off, and you'll win games and gain MMR.
Why is Io a high complexity hero? I don't get it. What this little wisp can do feels so limited and simple. The most complex decision is when to use the teleport. Why is it considered such a hard hero? It reminds me of Yumi from League.
In my opinion, the reason for Io being considered a high complexity hero is because it requires a deep understanding of the game as well as coordination to play it well. Knowing where to play on the map, when to use relocate, when not to use it, how to position in teamfights, when to use your heals, controlling your spirits, the list doesn't end. Io can be played at a very basic level if you're just sitting in your carry's pocket all game, playing passively instead of being proactive on the map. But in that case, you're not really playing it anywhere near its fullest potential. I'm working on my full Io guide, which is going to be the most comprehensive guide on Io that's ever been created. There, you'll learn why IO is so complex and powerful. It's a big project, so it's taking a while. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss it.
What should I do? I'm currently in unranked with a week or two experience and have been playing Warlock support. I've won a couple games, but majority are losses. My KDA has been alright, usually averaging 5 deaths. My teammates getting averages of 10 deaths. We will end up winning a few team fights because of some good plays, but they never take advantage of the opening. Should I play a different hero to try and carry more? TLDR, I play Warlock support. Teammates throw games. What do I do?
This is a classic issue. If you play Dota, you know this. Teams fault, they feed, what can you do? No hope no matter how well you play. It's a classic. The two most beneficial tips I'd give are first, to make sure you're focusing on your own gameplay. This is a lot easier said than done, but it's so beneficial. It's really easy to look at your 0 and 10 AM and get upset about how they're playing poorly and are going to lose you the game. The thing is, you are the only thing you can control in any given Dota game, so that's what you need to focus on. As long as you're patching holes in your own gameplay, you're going to improve and win games. Worrying about how others are playing is a waste of time. The best you can do is try to help them, but stay focused on yourself. Also, just so you know, everyone deals with this issue in all brackets, because the secret is that we're actually all in the trench. The second piece of advice I'd give is to make sure you're having fun. You mentioned playing different heroes who can carry more when things are out of control. I think this can be a great idea, especially at lower ranks, but only if you're really enjoying it. Playing a hero like Shadow Shaman who can push waves, push towers, look for kills, and just overall have a lot of consistent map presence can be really impactful compared to a hero who is really reliant on their teammates and teamfights, which is what Warlock is. Just don't forget to have fun. This person reached Ancient. Congrats! Everyone give them a round of applause, and nice name to the Lena in the back.
Why Bloodstone on Axe? Is counter Helix a spell damage? Apologies for the dumb question.
Bloodstone on Axe is a fun idea, as it actually does a lot for him. Bloodstone gives an AoE radius bonus, which works with his call and counter Helix. Combo this with his level 25 talent to increase his call AoE even more, and the final AoE is huge. It also gives spell lifesteal passively and even more from its active, which does work with counter Helix, since counter Helix is a spell and spells do spell damage regardless of what type of damage it is. In this case, it's pure. And it also of course provides some nice health that Axe likes to have.
Green circle around my hero. Can someone please help me how to remove the green circle around my hero? It's really annoying during team fights.
This is a new Dota Labs feature which allows you to toggle on the range of an ability so it's always showing. You just need to hold Alt plus right click on the ability and now you'll always see the range of it. Do the same thing to take it off. It works with spells, items, and even your attack range and the range to get experience. It is a really nice feature for abilities that you use quick cast for, as you won't normally be able to see the range before using it.
Good supports to help counter Axe, LC, NS, and other tanky-ish. I'm a POS 5 player looking for good heroes to try out that could help me with dealing with tanky offlaners. I had decent success with CM and Vino overall. Who would you suggest?
Veno is a great choice, but you already mentioned him. Wyvern can be great with her percentage-based damage from Arctic Burn and Cold Embrace to save allies or yourself. We also might want to take a look at how these heroes intend to play the game. There are often heroes that want to jump someone to start a fight, so supports to save your noob teammates who get caught out of position can be a sound strategy as well. A great hero against that playstyle is Shadow Demon. Other defensive saving supports like Oracle or IO could be good, you just need to have proper positioning and itemization later on, so if you do get jumped, you can survive long enough to use your spells.
Suggestions for support role. So I usually main Ogre Magi support, but recently got Archon and finding it more difficult. A lot of people say he's not as good this patch. Anyone got any suggestions who to go as support now? I usually lane with a Necro.
If you're looking into which supports are meta right now, you can check websites like Dota2 Pro Tracker or DotaBuff. It seems Shaman and Veno are at the top of the list right now. But my main suggestion would be to pick what you're having fun with. It sounds like you're playing with a friend who plays Necro, so try some fun combos out. I used to really like running IO plus Necro back in the day, as the heals IO offers makes Necro even harder to kill. And when Necro heals IO, it heals Necro, so it's a lot of spammable heals. Or something like an Oracle for the same game plan of being really hard to kill. It seems your playstyle, at least later on, is to stay back and throw spells out. Oracle matches that playstyle pretty well. There are a ton of other supports who like playing like this, including Lich, Warlock, AA, the list goes on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know and maybe I'll do some more. Like I mentioned earlier, IO guide is in progress and it's chunky, so bear with me while I finish it. It's gonna be good. Check out my Patreon if you want to further support me and my content, or if you're interested in my coaching services. Thank you to Daniel, Aaron, Jay, Ole, and Kay for supporting me there. Also, come by the streams and say hi. I love chatting and hearing that you guys came from the videos. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you learned something new with me.